Well, good afternoon. Happy Thursday. I hope you are feeling positive and testing negative. Firstly, congratulations. You have arrived at SixSixty Club, and you know what that means. There might be tier 2 lockdown, there might be the virus, but you are about to meet 6 top-tier startups in just 60 minutes. SixSixty is now split into industry groups, which means that you're getting the best content relevant to retail leaders. And as retail leaders, we're meeting on the third Thursday of every month. I'm Jeremy Bassett, I'm CEO of CoCubed, and at CoCubed, we're passionate about connecting retail leaders with startups from around the world who are driving digital transformation. Here's a 30-second overview of what we do. Well, like I said, at CoCubed, we're passionate about connecting retailers with startups. And with that in mind, we partnered with Retail Week Live to bring 50 of the hottest retail startups to meet the industry. You're about to meet 6 of them right now. And Retail Week Live takes place on the 14th and 15th of April next year. So for those of you who are retailers and who are interested in innovation, we'd love you to be involved as a judge on this event. This is your chance to unleash your inner dragon, to give feedback to innovative startups, and to explore new technologies that could be relevant to your company and the industry at large. If you'd like to be involved, please do shoot me an email and I'll share your details with the Retail Week time and we'll get you signed up there. So let's get this show on the road. Here's how today is going to work. In just a minute, you're going to be hearing quick fire pitches from 6 startups that are pioneering the retail industry. Then in around 40 minutes, you'll have the chance to meet the startups and as well interact with other club members in the networking zone. If you want more details on any of the startups you see today, or if you want to request a meeting, you can head to their expo booth right after this and you can hit them up there. But right now, it's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker for today. Håkan Nordqvist is head of sustainable innovation at IKEA, the world's largest furniture retailer. He's responsible for identifying, enabling, and building transformational and sustainable business solutions to drive value for IKEA and for customers. Håkan, thank you for joining.
Thank you for inviting me, Jeremy. It's a pleasure to be here.
Let's start, Håkan. I gave a short overview of your job there, but I'd love to understand a little bit more about what you're doing at IKEA and your role there.
Yeah, I'm driving innovation and innovation processes and initiatives. I mean, as many others are doing, but the starting point for me and my team is sustainability. That said, we focus on transforming the IKEA business model into a sustainable business model for the future. We're also building new businesses for IKEA. So could be connected to the home furnishing offer, but it could also be adjacent to the current offer that we have, focusing on life at home, but always with a starting point in sustainability.
Interesting. And I've long observed IKEA's vision for sustainable innovation and also the leadership role that the company has taken in this space. It's key to the strategy. And I'm interested though, like when it comes to growth objectives and sustainability ambitions, how do these things go together? Are they head to head or are they complementary?
No, I would say they're not head to head and not complementary either. They go hand in hand. And we believe, and I believe, that companies grow and thrive in the future have to transform their business models into a sustainable business model, and also their products into sustainable products. Otherwise, they will not survive. I think the customers demand it, the planet demands it, and the profit will demand it in the future. So if you're not transforming you will go the other direction, and that's not the right way to go.
I love that. So it's a long-term play. And I like how you
Yeah.
said they go hand in hand. And I mean, you mentioned consumers are starting to demand more sustainable solutions. And I guess that's been a trend for several years now. How have you seen that changing during COVID? Is it still a priority, or are they starting to prioritize health and well-being to the detriment of sustainability?
Yeah, I know. I mean, for us, our sustainability strategy is called People and Planet Positive. So health is a big part of the sustainability narrative and definition that we have. So health and sustainability also go hand in hand. That said, we could see, I mean, people spend more time at home during COVID times now, and they think more about life at home, and they think even more about how to live a more sustainable life at home. We've seen the Google search for sustainability and home and sustainable life at home going up with 4,000% during the spring, when people were sort of more at home. When we've done some research and we've talked to quite a few people, and it's actually a rising interest in sustainability and how you can create a sustainable life at home, both in with the products that you use, the food that you eat, the way you socialize. All of that is focusing on sustainability.
That's so interesting. I mean, 4,000% increase in search around this. That's a phenomenal statistic. So it's clearly there's a demand for it. What's your process for driving innovation within IKEA? How do you drive sustainable innovation within the group?
Yeah, I mean, we have, if it's about the process, we have quite a standard innovation process, I think. Yeah. But the way I approach it, or we approach it, is more of building businesses and also looking at the adjacencies to the business and how we can fulfill the vision of IKEA being creating a better everyday life for the many people. And just a couple of examples there, we're building the clean energy services business where we sell solar panels to customers, enabling them to produce their own renewable energy, connecting them in a community, building digital platforms so that we can create sort of virtual microgrids. And so both enabling them to be a part of a community producing their own renewable energy, but also then creating sort of a business opportunity for customers in their sort of daily lives. We're doing the circular transformation of IKEA business models, looking at food innovation, urban farming, plant-based proteins. Of course, some tech issues, looking into future of production, local material flows, 3D printing, generative design, collaborative robotics, and those type of things. So it's more building businesses, but again with sustainability as a starting point. And we feel it's actually quite rewarding because you get such an interest and response from customers when you sort of launch these type of programs or businesses.
Absolutely. I'm interested. You mentioned a few of the key trends that you're looking at there, Hakan. I mean, maybe to wrap up, what are the big priority areas for you as you're looking forward? How's COVID changing that, and what are the big focus areas for you as you look to drive sustainable innovation?
Yeah, we focus on, I mean, we have three main focus areas. One is the consumer customer side and how we can help and inspire people to live a more sustainable life at home, which is then focusing on the product offer we have, but also services that we can provide. Secondly, we want to become a 100% circular company and climate positive by 2030. So we're having both quite a huge innovation agenda and an investment agenda in that space for the company. And the third one is sort of how can we contribute to become to a more fair and inclusive society. I think today we see quite a lot of polarization in the world. We see a lot of refugee streams coming out of climate change and other issues, and we want to be a good force in society and contribute to inclusiveness and a more fair society. So I think those three are the main areas we look for to innovate within. and hopefully we can have some small but significant impact there.
Well, what ambition, but also what an objective to behind. Hakan, thank you so much for joining, and thank you for sharing your insights at IKEA.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
All right. Thanks so much. So now it's time to dive into the pitches and what a lineup we have for you today. We've got 3 companies that are redefining the way that retail insights and analytics are done, and then 3 companies who are changing the game for bricks and mortar retailers. These pitches are intentionally fast and furious. They're just 2 minutes each. So buckle up and we'll dive straight in. Data may be the new gold, but it's only valuable if you can turn those ideas into action. Helping retailers do just that. From Data Analytics Bureau, please welcome Eric. Eric, welcome to the club.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you? Thank you very much for having me. I'm Eric Topham, the CEO of the Data Analysis Bureau. We are a data science and engineering innovation company. We specialize in developing machine learning driven solutions for our partners. We also work across the full spectrum, all the way from building the cloud architectures that are required for supporting those systems, through all of the engineering that's required to then build data pipelines to pipe data to the cherry on the cake, the algorithmic side, and to then support those machine learning algorithms in production through their whole life cycle. We, at the core of our ethos, believe that we are here to support our partners in using this advance in the latest revolution in AI technologies to enhance the lives of others. And in the current sort of circumstances under COVID-19, we have been working within the retail sector to help solve some of the kind of acute challenges that are being faced, particularly around forecasting, supply chain optimization, and personalization of online experiences for customers as people move more and more into the digital space. We have a proven track record of working across a wide range of industries, and I think this is part of one of the kind of the key attributes that we can bring, having seen so many different problems across so many different areas. Often a problem that is that one person thinks is sort of particular to them, we may have seen somewhere else, and are able to bring sort of fresh thinking and lateral thinking to that solution design. But in particular, we've worked in the manufacturing sector heavily, and are heavily government funded there at the moment, within the supply chain, from manufacturing all the way up to customer facing retail, but also within sports, digital media and advertising, and also within the robotic engineering sector too. And one of the key attributes of the Data Analysis Bureau is that we're not just a service providing business, but we also have 2 core arms that interlink with that. So on the one hand, we have a devoted R&D department that works hand in hand with UK academia, and this really allows us to develop cutting edge elements of machine learning solutions that we can then translate into our service providing arm of the business to work with customers on new technology projects. And then out the back of that, we look for partners with whom we can then collaborate to embed that technology into their existing product offerings and work together to take to market. And this 3-armed approach that we have with working with partners through both R&D research, service provision, and then product development is kind of part of the virtuous cycle, if you like, of what TDAB can offer the retail industry. And I think that is it. Thank you very much.
Great. Thanks, Eric. Eric, a quick question for you. I mean, obviously,
Sure.
Data promised a lot of value, you know, in the early days of this whole idea of data analytics. And how do you make sure that your clients are finding value in the projects that you're delivering to them?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think the main thing actually that we do very early on with people is strip everything back to, what is your question? There's an enormous amount that's written about, the promise of, like you say, machine learning and as much as I hate to say, artificial intelligence, and that means that people very much overlook the key issue of what is the problem that you're trying to solve. And so we have a very sort of polished process of working with partners to try and really get back to the core question that is trying to be asked and the problem that's trying to be solved. And then off the back of that, we have a very iterative process that we work through with our customers to develop those solutions. And a key part of that is also that while there's obviously ultimate value in that ML-driven application that's often built as the end goal, it's also helping the partner to derive value along that journey. There's an awful lot of insights that can be taken away and actioned immediately before you ever get to the point of having your ML-powered solution in production. So I think that's really the kind of the core of what we do. Plus, obviously, these add-ons about the fact that we bring this expertise from both sort of academia and application science.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Eric. We'll catch up in networking right after this.
Sounds great. Thank you.
So for our second pitch, we're going to stick to the world of data and insights, turning the science of personalization into an art form from Hypergroup. Here's Peter. Peter, welcome to the club.
Thank you, Jeremy. So a compelling product range priced effectively and marketed to customers in a personalized way that recognizes them as individuals are really key drivers of retail success. And making customer-led decisions in each of those areas leads to greater customer loyalty and improved retailer profits. Despite many retailers and brands claiming to be customer-led and data-driven, in reality, we find that many rely on gut feel still to make decisions around product range, pricing, and personalization, and they rarely consider the three together. There are notable exceptions. So brands such as Netflix, Spotify, and Airbnb use data science and AI to optimize their content, how they should price it, and who they should promote it to. But for most companies, replicating that type of approach is just out of reach. They don't have the skills, the time, and the capital to be able to employ large-scale data science teams. So at Hyper, we have a customer insight and optimization platform that uses data science and AI to help our clients make better decisions around product range, pricing, and personalization. So we combine a cloud-based data management with our AI engine and a very accessible and intuitive user front end. And we enable our clients to use the same set of analytical techniques to optimize their product range, pricing, and personalization all in the same place, meaning that they don't have to buy multiple products from different vendors to solve those three problems. A really critical part of it is the accessibility of the platform as well. So it's really making data science and sophisticated AI techniques accessible to any business domain expert. So you don't have to be a highly skilled data science technician to access the platform. And crucially, what that does is it reduces the time between asking a question and coming out with the insight needed to make the best possible decision. And we started Hyper really when we spotted a gap in the market, when we were working for the likes of Asda and Sky, and that gap was for an accessible, easy to use platform that allows general business users to use sophisticated analytics to optimize their range, their pricing, and personalization. So by using our platform, our clients are able to generate really deep insight into customer behavior and preferences, and they're much better equipped to improve decisions around product range, pricing, and personalization, ultimately improving customer experience, increasing customer loyalty, and raising profits for the retailers that we work with. Thank you.
Very interesting, Peter. I mean, I'm interested though in your idea. What's stopping retailers from making customer-led decisions?
So I think there's probably three key things. So first of all, a lot of retailers still stick to the adage, this is the way we've always done things. But the way they've done things is to use intuition. And that means that they make decisions based on gut feel. But retailers are often different from the customers that they serve. They're different types of people a lot of the time. So there's a mismatch there. And the second bit is to do it really well, to be customer led. You have to do really well from strategy through to execution. So have strong leadership, but also buy in from the whole business. That sounds really easy, but it's actually a really big transformation piece, pretty tough. And then the third and final one is access to data and insight. So retailers have traditionally really struggled to get access to data and insight, which you really need to orientate your business around a customer. So that's what we're really looking to address as Hyper, with the product that we have to make that a reality for retailers.
Excellent. Very cool. We'll keep talking in the networking zone. And if you're interested in Hyper, then please do check them out in the expo booth as well. Thanks for joining, Peter.
Cheers.
All right. Location analytics can be a powerful tool for any brick and mortar retailer. On a mission to make smart geo mapping more accessible and more actionable, from Spectrum, please welcome Lisa. Lisa, welcome to the club.
Hi, nice to meet you. We are Spectrum, and we transform retail into digital all-seen market leaders. Our team has in total 130 years of experience in location intelligence. Doing retail business, you face a lot of challenges, and one of them is how to stay competitive in fast-changing environment. Here's the real story of our customer, druggery retailer. Spectrum combines raw business data and third-party data and turns it into an actionable dashboard. This way you make wiser decisions faster than your competition. Our druggery retailer minimized it from 1 month to 5 days. It referred to the right site for their new store, the coverage of their chain, as insufficient coverage failed forecasted revenues, and no matter how good their pricing, service, and assortment was. Understanding the market and obtaining the information as fast as you can to take fast action is a key advantage. Sharing the same playground with competitors, you should be aware about their pricing and expansion strategy. Spectrum substituted 100-page reports with one interactive map so that our druggery retailer achieves a better market view and the logic behind their strategic decisions, knowing where and why. Our customer confessed they were overconfident with aligned business processes, and they were afraid of implementing new technology. But they saw that Spectrum is no-code cloud solution, and there is no need to hire a dedicated IT team. Currently, the company has all-in-one map plus dashboard where they constantly conduct the health check of their sales territories, deliveries, find out spikes in their expenses. So see you in a Spectrum booth to walk you through our real use cases and how geospatial technology can be no-code, user-friendly, and retooled for digital retail.
Lina, very interesting, and it sounds incredibly powerful as well. Talk me through though. You mentioned a little bit in terms of what retailers need to get going. Do they need any special tech background to start using a Spectrum?
In fact, you can be a newbie to location intelligence, just like I was during my first days in a Spectrum. I'm always surprised how we managed to make advanced smart maps creation so intuitive. But moreover, just in case a retail manager needs to be focused on some regular sales processes instead of digging deeper into new technology, our team also offers dedicated map development so that you can save your time and get all-in-one interactive view gathered for you.
Okay, very cool. Well, we'll keep talking and networking. Thank you for joining us, Lina.
Thank you so much.
Brilliant. 3 down, 3 to go. Profitable retail means having the right product with the right amount of quantity at the right place at the right time. And here, in a fast-moving world of fashion, that can be particularly tough. With a solution from Stylumia, please welcome Ganesh. Sorry.
Yeah. Hi, Jeremy. Thanks everyone. Good afternoon to all of you. Hope you're all staying safe. I'm Ganesh Subramanian, founder and CEO of Stylumia. We are a fashion, homes, sports, and lifestyle deep tech startup. We are solving one of the fundamental challenges of removing wastage by minimizing guesswork from retail. In 2018 alone, in fashion alone, world produced 150 billion garments, of which 50 billion, 50, never sold a single piece, and 50 billion sold at discount, creating serious economic and environmental impact. That's the size of the problem that we are solving by eliminating guesswork. Our customers use our B2B SaaS solution to increase their bestseller performance proportions by creating them. We have demonstrated revenue growth, inventory reduction, and profit growth with 10 to 20x ROI under 12 months. We have so far eliminated wastage of over 60 million products in the last 3 years, and that's growing exponentially. Our select clients include Amazon, Bestseller Group, LVMH, Target, Lowe's, Arcadia Group, Pepe Jeans, New Balance, Myntra, Wrangler, to name a few, cutting across offline, online, premium to value. How are we doing it? We have a proprietary demand sensing AI engine, which collects data at internet scale, through which we help the product developers spot winning product and trend ideas. We also help them predict demand of new unseen products, which I call the crystal ball in the fashion lifestyle industry and one of its kind in the world. This is consumer research on steroid. All the guesswork on product decisions and quantity decisions is out of the window now, more relevant than ever before in these COVID times, which are very uncertain. Not only that, we also help them auto-generate design ideas. I call this algorithmic designer. Using our proprietary GAN engine, the products made have twice the probability of winning. We have global presence across UK, Europe, US, APAC. We have compelling partnerships, to name a few: Pantone, McKinsey globally, and also SAP.io. During COVID times, our clients are using our solutions to amplify their digital business, which is imperative right now. While we have many recognitions, notable ones are the United Nations, Fashion for Good are rallying globally for Stylumia adoption as we eliminate waste, ill-informed decision-making. We have recently been chosen as one of the top 100 startups by Entrepreneurship World Cup across 170,000 applicants. To know more about what Stylumia does and how we can enable you in your business, please visit us in networking or in the expo space. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
It's great, Ganesh, and some impressive numbers there in terms of results that you've delivered. What's the application of this during COVID? I mean, is it still relevant? How does it have an effect?
No, absolutely, Jeremy. I think during COVID times, what's very important is that trends are changing so fast that what you thought that last year, that what will happen this year in terms of trends are completely transforming. For keeping on top of consumer trends is super critical. And not only that, these are the times that the resources is super important. People have lesser and lesser resources. You need to have very high return on investment. And the highest return on investment you're looking at is on the inventory that you're placing a bet in any of these retail. So what we deliver is 10 to 20x ROIs under 12 months. Just to give you statistics, over the last, through the COVID period, we have doubled our business when retail is not going through great times. So that shows the amount of interest people are giving to take informed decisions to go closer and closer to the consumer.
Yeah, fascinating. Thanks for joining. We'll catch up in networking. We'll see you soon, Ganesh.
Thank you very much.
All right. Video surveillance has been an essential tool for retailers for many years, from understanding footfall to understanding how consumers move through a store, while optimizing back office efficiency, helping retailers to maximize the benefits while remaining GDPR compliant. From Occicon, we've got Meryl. Meryl, welcome to the club.
Hi there. Hi, thanks, Jeremy. Hi, I'm Meryl, and I'm the marketing manager at Occicon. We are a retail technology company with a suite of products to address retailer challenges. But today I'm going to tell you about our SaaS product called Pixelate. So GDPR came into effect in May 2018, but many businesses are still struggling to be fully GDPR compliant or finding it cost prohibitive to comply fully with all aspects. GDPR affords individuals the right to request their personal data. An example of this that we see a lot of times in the retail industry in particular is customers submitting subject access requests, so requesting footage of themselves, whether it's in your store or your car park. If the request is for CCTV footage, sensitive information like faces and car number plates must be blurred or redacted. We've just launched the latest version of Pixelate, which is our SaaS video redaction software. It makes it really easy to redact people or objects in surveillance video footage. We have many major retailers using Pixelate, and they've reported that it's 5 times quicker than video editing applications, and it's significantly lower in cost than outsourcing video redaction. Pixelate uses innovative artificial and machine learning technologies to detect individuals in footage, so it makes redacting even the busiest video as simple as just clicking the auto redact button. We are currently offering a free trial, so to learn more about Pixelate, you can visit us in either the networking venue or our virtual booth, or also visit our website, occicon.com, as well as learn more information about Occupy, which is our automated occupancy management system that's just been featured on the BBC News.
Nice. Thanks, Meryl. Talk me through, why is this important? Why is video reduction an important thing right now?
Sure. So video redaction, if retailers haven't been blurring out sensitive information when releasing video footage as part of a subject access request, then that's actually not in compliance with GDPR. So you need to be blurring out any sensitive information. So that's going to be card number plates, even badges on maybe your staff shirts, and of course faces. And this is so that customers are able to exercise their rights under GDPR, and so that retailers who are releasing this footage make sure it's redacted so that they're not fined by the ICO.
Okay, good stuff. Well, let's keep talking in networking. And of course, if you're interested in Occicon, check them out in the Expo Zone as well. Thanks for joining, Meryl.
Thanks.
We're going to move to our last company now. And we've heard from Hakan earlier how important sustainable innovation is for the industry. Well, our next startup is helping food retailers to cut waste and to boost efficiency in their business. From Y Waste, please welcome Ben. Ben, welcome to the club.
Hi, Jeremy. Thank you. Right. So hello, my name's Ben, and I'm from Y Waste, and it is our mission to use advanced technology to deliver a usable, efficient, and data-driven solutions for grocery stores, enabling them to significantly reduce their food waste. To do this, we have a portfolio of solutions, which since our first launch into the Swedish market in 2016, now includes five different solutions. Semaphore is our first solution, and it's a system for smart expiration date management. Instead of shop floor staff having to check every date on the shelf as part of their routine, they only have to check the flagged products, saving them time and energy and hopefully waste. Aspect then takes the data from Semaphore and displays a warning list of the frequently wasted or reduced products, allowing store owners to adjust procurement, leading to longer term waste reductions. So we're not just treating the symptom, we're treating the cause as well. Developing from that was Semaphore Deli. Semaphore Deli is a different version of Semaphore, but modified specifically for deli counter staff's tasks. This also includes an integration with a deli card printer, which prints onto sustainable plastic cards, the prices and the allergy information. And our latest development is Schema, which is split into 2 parts and takes advanced machine learning to forecast production and ordering volumes for stores with in-house production. Across our entire network of thousands of stores, we are seeing an average reduction of around 60% wastage. The date checking process has become up to 90% more efficient and 97% more accurate, with 0 customer complaints over out-of-date products being left on shelves. And on the bottom line, typically stores are seeing a return on investment of around 1,000% across our entire network. Ultimately, a reduction of food waste through intelligent solution such as ours is our vision for the future of retail. And it's been an honor to speak to you today, and very happy to take any questions later on.
Excellent. Thanks, Ben. Obviously having a massive impact there when it comes to food waste, and also you talked about the return on investment. What sets Y Waste apart though? How are you different to the competition?
Yeah, I think we're different in a couple of ways. Firstly, we have a team of 20 full-time staff based myself in Helsinki and then in Sweden as well. And we all have retail experience, from whether it's the shop floor level or in the senior management roles. We all come from grocery retail, so we know the problems, we know the supply chain, we know how to impact on the value chain and make the processes more efficient through these solutions. Furthermore, we tend to find that our biggest competitors are the retailers themselves developing the in-house solutions. But what sets us apart is that we can dedicate all our time and resource to producing the best solutions on the market.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, thanks for joining, Ben. We'll catch up in networking and Expo Zone. And of course, if you want to check out Y-Waste, do check them out in the Expo Zone and you can connect with the team there. Thank you, Ben.
Cheers, Jeremy.
All right. So thanks to all 6 of the startups for those pitches, which have hopefully given you a bit of inspiration, but also some practical solutions to take your retail environment to the next level. These guys are all disrupting the retail industry, and as CoCubed, we're also looking at how can we disrupt ourselves. So we set ourselves a challenge to change the way that innovation is done within corporates by making it easier, faster, and more affordable for corporates with challenges to find startups with solutions. It's called Go Partner, and this is my quick pitch for you. You can drop us a brief. We'll get our network of scouts to create 10 companies overnight that we think are right for you, and they land in your inbox, all for $4.95. If you like what you see, we'll arrange for them to pitch, and if you're interested in piloting, we can run a workshop where you turn big ideas into concrete plans. So if you're inspired by some of the companies that you've seen here today, but you've got a specific challenge that you would like to tackle, we'll share your brief, swipe your card, and let's go partner. There we go. My pitch done and dusted. You'll find out more in the Expo Zone, of course, if you want to hear more from Go Partner. So just before we head off to networking, here's a quick heads up on what's coming up in SixSixty over the next few weeks. Our next retail session will be on the 19th of November, and we're going to be joined by Nicola Thompson, the Chief Operating Officer from Made.com, who will give some very interesting insights into what's going on at Made.com during this period. If any of you work in mobility, then you can join our innovation session for mobility leaders next week. And then, of course, if you're in marketing or if you lead innovation in your organization, there are also sessions there for you to join as well. I'd love to have you involved. On the 11th and 12th of November, we're going to be teaming up with MadFest to bring the latest MadTech to anyone that's interested in marketing, which could involve many of you as well. There's some really interesting retail solutions there that are coming through. So you're more than welcome to join any of those and invite your colleagues as well. If you'd like to join them, just shoot me a note and we'll make sure you get added to the invite. All right, you've heard the pitches. Now it's time to head over to networking. You can connect with other members. It's a lot of fun. It forces you to rotate, so you meet some very interesting people in a short period of time. And then, of course, if you're interested in any of the specific startups or in the Go Partner offer that we have for you, then head to the Expo Zone, and there you can find out a little bit more about them. You can also click on the blue Connect button, and it will send your details right through to the company as well, and they'll be in touch with you then. So lastly, if you've got any suggestions for how we can make these sessions even more useful to you, I'd love to hear your ideas. Shoot me an email. But for now, thanks for joining, and we'll see you in the networking zone.